Lennox in the way of added attractions. There is one thing that it has done for itself, or rather that nature has done for it, that has given it a particular name and fame. A long time ago, people used to send their friends abroad particularly brilliant specimens of our gorgeous autumn foliage, and were rewarded by the expressions of astonishment and admiration with which such gifts from the New World were received. The friends probably thought such splendor a very natural part of our savage crudeness, but they were pleased nevertheless with such attractive curiosities, and our American autumn leaves acquired a wide reputation and came to be considered one of the peculiar native products of the country. Of all places in which to seek examples of them, it has long been conceded that Lennox is the best. Indeed, it is highly probable that in some measure the time of the Lennox season has been determined by this fact. People early fell into the habit of making pilgrimages to see the autumn coloring, and though they go now to the Berkshires for many other reasons, they always watch the foliage and talk about it. And so important is it that one of the recognized subjects of conversation is the degree of brilliancy that the leaves may have attained in any particular year, and one says that the coloring is poor this year or good this year, as one might speak of a crop or a vintage, and it is worth seeing and talking about. There is nothing quite like it, and for the time being, our stern northern woods seem to take on a certain tropical splendor and equatorial profusion. Often the change from summer's quieter array to the autumn's splendid garniture comes gradually, and day by day one sees the dark woods soften into something gayer. The places where shadows in the strong morning sunshine lay coldly blue become a redder purple, and the greens a vivid yellow. But it is when the change comes suddenly that the great harlequin shift is made with the most astonishing effect. Then, almost in a night, the hills assume a new aspect, and you arise in the morning in a new world. After a sharp frost, the trees glow with scarlet and crimson, and the leaves spinning at the end of a branch gleam where the light shows through them with a ruby brightness. The whole countryside is afire, and the forest ablaze in every direction. Then it is possible to walk through the rattling drifts of piled up crispness, and there is a mild exhilaration not quite like anything else in driving before your feet the shifting heaps of fallen leaves. But it is the color that is all important. A revel of hue and dye, a carousel of tint and tone, and with the maple and sumac to lead, the results are gorgeous and bewildering. There is nothing hesitating or doubtful in the effect. There is a vivid frankness about it that makes all a continual surprise. Accustomed as our eyes are to the quieter and sadder tones of the landscape painters of other lands, it is not for its royal magnificence. We might think it tawdry and even vulgar, but there is a certain imperial power in the display that justifies itself, that impresses and controls us, and makes the pageant the triumph of the year. It is with such a setting that the life of Lennox is mounted, and with such a transformation seen in the Berkshire Hills, that the shifting high comedy drama